On this episode of the world's toughest towing test, we're gonna figure out if the brand new 2022 Ford Maverick is actually a true pickup truck.
That's right. This little vehicle has a CVT connected to a hybrid powertrain, only powering the front wheels.
Let's go down the mountain and up and figure out what's what. So right now, we're popping out of the tunnel at the top of the world, Continental Divide, and we're gonna try to maintain the speed limit.
Yes.
Thankfully, the roadway is actually not icy.
No,
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
far so good.
Yes.
So we're heading downhill, and what we normally do and we will be doing is we're going to count brake applications. What Andre's going to try to do as he's driving is maintain a speed above 50 miles per hour, between 50 and 60 miles per hour. As he gets up to 60, he won't cross that. He'll let off the accelerator and see if the vehicle is able to grade shift, or in this case, with a CVT, regen brake itself down the hill. You can explain how that works.
Yeah, so actually this Maverick compact pickup, it's a new class of pickups, but what Ford has done is actually they gave this little trucklet quite a lot of technology. Right now you can see there's a symbol right there, this green little pickup truck going downhill.
Right.
Part of this truck, brain, and you can kind of hear the engine revving up, right?
Yeah.
It knows the angle of the attitude of the truck. We are going 7% grade, and it's trying to offer me regen braking and also a little bit of transmission braking as well.
This video was made possible by our friends at Manscaped. Christmas comes early when you get the new Performance Package from Manscaped.com. The new Lawnmower 4.0 is waterproof and it has replaceable ceramic blades. It's also got an LED headlight and wireless charging. And the Performance Pack 4.0 bundle gets you stocking stuffers like ball deodorant and ball toner to sweeten the deal. All the while, this Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer takes care of any mess above the collar. For a limited time, you'll also get 2 free gifts because it 'tis the season, a Shed travel bag, and the anti-chafing pair of boxer briefs come free when you order with our promo code. To get the gift that keeps on giving, try the Peak Hygiene plan so you never run out. Don't wait, go to manscaped.com and use the promo code FASTLANETRUCK to get 20% off plus free international shipping plus 2 free gifts. I think you know what presents you need under your tree this holiday.
In order to load up this truck, we're using this, a Colorado Teardrop trailer, which actually I think is a perfect match for the Maverick in terms of size and weight. It weighs about 1,500 pounds. So let's do this, Nathan.
What you're looking at here is a 2.5 liter Atkinson Cycle 4-cylinder engine hooked up to, of course, a little tiny electric motor, and combined output is 191 horsepower. You don't have torque numbers, and that's because it's not something that is that simple to come by. But what I can tell you is that this is one of the most efficient pickups out there, period. And that's because A, it's front wheel drive, it's hooked up to a continuously variable transmission. They call it an eCVT, so it has steps in it that feel kind of like an automatic transmission with regular driving. And with all of this, its current rating for towing is 2,000 pounds. Good speeds downhill. So far you haven't touched the brakes yet, right?
No, I haven't yet. So we started, like you said, started at 50 miles per hour. If I go to 61, which is just over the speed limit, then I have to use my brakes at that point.
But we're at 60 right now, and it's just sitting there.
And it's not going over it yet. There it is. I have to use my brake for the first time. And also, let me give the EV Coach a try. Here you can tell also a little bit of regen happening, and it actually shows charge. Let me change lanes.
All right. Sorry.
Actually, visibility is not too bad because this trailer, this Colorado Teardrop, is not really wide, so that's helpful. Only 1 brake application so far. You can see I'm below 60 miles per hour. You can see I'm still charging. And this little truck, the hybrid system, has a 1.1 kilowatt hour battery, which is a little bit actually decent capacity for a hybrid.
Right.
This is not a plug-in, so you cannot charge it from a wall.
Which is why it doesn't have a massive, 20 or 30 kilowatt hour battery.
Exactly.
Well, what does your truck have?
So the F-150 hybrid has 1.5 kilowatt hour. This is just a little bit smaller than that.
Just a bit smaller, yeah.
Which is surprising. I thought this would be way smaller.
So there's a couple things you should probably know about this truck, this pickup. And that's why we keep waffling on calling it a truck or not, because it's a unibody.
Yes.
It is based on the same platform or a similar platform to the Ford Escape and also the Ford Bronco Sport. If you want the all-wheel drive version, you have to get the 2-liter turbo, and that will give you all-wheel drive, but it also gives you an automatic transmission. That's
exactly, an 8-speed. Yeah.
But that's a completely different pickup than this one in many ways. Also, that will give you an optional trailer brake controller, right?
Exactly. When you get the 4K package, they call it 4K stands for 4,000 pounds. So the Maverick in that other EcoBoost engine, which actually we will be hopefully testing in December.
Yes.
Has a 4,000 pound. Oh, I have to hit my brakes for the second time, dude.
Okay, so that's
Right
2.
there. I went a little bit too low.
That's okay.
There it goes. I'm glad to see this. The Maverick is equipped with a 2-inch receiver, which is a standard for midsize and half-ton trucks. It also has a 4-pin connector, and because this trailer, like most, uses a 7-pin, we had to come up with this adapter, which is not easy to find. You can find them online, but in the store, these are very hard to find, a 4-pin to a 7-pin. But for this trailer weight, I'm pretty happy because also the chain hoops are very easily accessible. Nice. Let's measure squat. We don't have a lot of tongue weight, maybe about 150 pounds. It started at about 34 3/4, and if I combine both sides, it's around about 33 3/4 average. And it's about 1 inch of squat, which is not much, and it still has plenty of suspension left.
So this isn't what you would call a truck. It doesn't have a proper frame underneath it, and perhaps that's one of the things that people find upsetting when they see that the price of this pickup can be about the same as, say, a Ford Ranger, which is a pickup truck.
Yeah, in fact, this one is about $27,300. The way it's configured here. It's
XLT.
an XLT with a luxury package, which gives us heated seats and a heated steering wheel, which is awesome.
Right now, it's really awesome.
Yes.
It's 30 degrees outside.
And it also has a Copilot 360 package, which means I have lane departure warning. I also have blind spot monitoring. So it does have a little bit of tech.
Right.
And relatively comfortable interior, actually. Because this is an all-new truck, it's also part of our 2022 TFL Top Truck Challenge. We will be comparing it against many others, including the Santa Cruz.
Yep.
Also some full-size trucks as well, and hopefully more and more in the future. So stay tuned for this. This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
This is one of our first tests. This is my 3rd brake application, dude. Right there. We're almost done, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say this is probably the last time you'll have to do that on the downhill.
So, dude, I have to say, this also has trailer sway control mitigation, but even though the wind calmed down just a little, I felt no sway with this lightweight trailer. Suspension is doing well. There's not a lot of squat with this, light
Actually,
load.
the squat really impressed me. The fact, but also payload's really high.
Yeah, it is.
It's almost 1,500 pounds.
Yeah, 1,471 pounds, which is more than some 4-wheel drive full-size
It's more
trucks.
than our TRX.
Yes. So, dude, I'm very impressed with the downhill. That's 3 brake applications. It's
sounds
better
really
than
good.
most mid-sized trucks we test with heavier trailers.
Right.
Granted, it's not a heavy trailer.
No, it's not. But for this truck, this pickup, it is a heavy trailer.
For this
There we
pickup,
go.
it is.
Yeah.
All right, dude. So let's wrap the downhill up and let's go up the mountain.
That's gonna be awesome.
All right, dude. Are you ready for the uphill?
Hell yeah, let's do this.
Okay. So as always, we're going to be going at about 35 miles per hour because that's the speed limit on this little on-ramp. And I'm going to nail it and accelerate to 60.
Okay, well, tell me when to start.
And we're starting now. I reset the MPG meter. And you got the timer going?
Yep.
Boom, we're at 60. Dude.
That's not bad. And earlier it was getting to 60 quickly. What's interesting is that the way this vehicle performs, it doesn't really feel quite like a CVT unless you're listening.
This is using what Ford calls their power split hybrid powertrain, which means it's an electric motor and a gas motor that can work together or separately. 191 horsepower total combined. They don't list combined torque because the electric motor has its own torque band.
Right.
It works immediately. And then the engine has its own torque band. It comes in later.
Right.
Yeah, so they don't list the exactly combined torque, but it's still quite torquey.
It moves. Off the line, I was surprised how much power it had. It got to 60 way faster than I expected. The gas engine in here is not turbocharged. There are other hybrids out there that do have turbos. This one isn't. This one's just a naturally aspirated.
2.5.
Yeah, but that electric motor also kicks in to help it move. Ford was very smart when they were putting this bed together because they wanted to save money. So it's not a composite or anything like that. It's a steel bed. They have a spray-in bed liner. Now it is 4.5 feet in length before you get to the dropped tailgate, which gives you extra. Now you can put 4x8 sheets in here with the tailgate down, but bear in mind it won't go between the wheel well. It has to go on top of the wheel wells. Also, there's a 400 watt plug right over there. Now, for years I've been telling people about these new mid-size trucks and how it's really difficult to use them in some ways. And one of the ways is being able to reach inside from the side and touch down here. Hell, somebody who's 3 or 4 inches shorter than me can reach inside and actually get to stuff in here. Having an accessible bed is a huge win for me.
In order to engage tow haul mode, you have to use this mode button on the left. There's also traction control and hill hold assist. It does have tow haul mode, which is good. It does have a rear camera, which is good. That's the only camera. Well, of course, it's mandatory for new vehicles. It has this knob here, and this console is actually really low. So it has 2 cup holders, places for phones here. A lot of usability built into it. Trying to maintain speed, and it kind of like, you know, it's a little bit difficult for me to stay within this 50% range. I don't have a tachometer.
Yeah.
For me, I wish I had one. Just maybe a little one, you know,
so
just to kind of let me know.
Right.
But this is giving me percentage of power, like, you know, like a Rolls Royce would, right? Adequate power.
You have just enough. You'll be okay.
But I wish, just from my perspective, I guess a little bit more traditional, I want to see a little bit of a tack to I know, you know, when is the engine shutting off, when is it coming back on.
Right.
And by the way, if this little Maverick can do towing here, it will tow well anywhere.
Yeah, right? That's the whole point. I mean, this is one of the toughest tests that's out there when it comes to towing. It's not easy. All right.
Okay, are you ready to measure sound? I'll shut up right now.
Okay, so we're going to be quiet. 70.6 once it kicked up.
Just a little bit of the CVT action.
Yep.
So usually anything below 70 is great. A little bit above 70 starts to get a little bit noisy.
Yeah, so I would say that was okay. It definitely, the droning you can hear.
Like right now.
Like right now. Actually, let me try. 77.
Yeah,
so it went up quite a bit.
So if you're doing a lot of mountain driving in this hybrid, or kind of, you know, hilly terrain, or maybe even hauling payloads,
right,
you will hear this a little bit of droning.
Yeah, fortunately that's what stereos are for. Exactly. Because I wouldn't be able to handle this otherwise. I mean, I'd have to be playing music loud, which I do all the time anyway. So
I'm sure Ozzy would come on.
Ozzy would come on and
some point,
screaming at me and help me out.
And you're gonna stop it now.
7 minutes, 51 seconds.
That's basically a benchmark time, so 8 minutes would be perfect.
Yeah.
I was showing 11.1 to 11.2 mpg. Dude, that's really good. That's one of the best Ike MPGs we've ever had. All right, dude, we gotta score this truck. So on the way down, 3 brake applications.
Which is impressive.
Yes, so it loses 3 points there.
Yep.
1 point off for each brake application.
Okay.
On the way up, it did it in the perfect time, within 8 minutes. It actually was really efficient. It was over our 6 mpg benchmark.
So it made a new benchmark.
Yes. So that was perfect.
Yeah. We both get 25 points. You like that, right?
Yes.
To do our subjective score. And we take off points based on things that we find to be a bit of an issue. So I'm going to take off 4 points. And mainly that's because of the engine drone.
Okay.
The selector, the gear selector, which is a rotary dial, I'm not a big fan of. There are some hard plastics in there. Now, granted, they're saving money, but also when you're putting your elbow up there, it really is kind of uncomfortable. And finally, the screen, which is at a weird angle, and I wish they would tilt it back a little bit. But that's it, 4 points for me.
Okay, yeah, the ride was great, so I'm not going to take any points off for that.
Right.
I was concerned with the droning on the way up the hill, and that's part of comfort.
Yep.
So I'm going to take a point off for that. The visibility is great.
Yeah, it's really good.
Technology is good.
Yeah.
Other than it does not have satellite radio.
Yeah,
which is kind of weird.
Yeah, that's strange.
For a brand new vehicle.
Right.
Especially the one that's about 27 grand.
Right.
So I took off maximum 3 points. So, are you ready for the drum roll?
Yeah, drum roll.
Total points for the 2022 Ford Maverick is 92 and a half.
92 and a half points.
Out of 100.
Out of 100. That is a new benchmark.
I think so, for this compact class at least. So stay tuned for more. Santa Cruz will be tested in the same way, and we'll be testing all the new 2022 trucks really soon.